And we're live. Welcome, guys, back. This is the Fullback Dive podcast. Uh, it's currently 3:25 Central Time. Free agency's second day of the legal tampering period, and I am not feeling great because just got some horrible news, Patriots wise. We'll dive into that in a minute. I'm just gonna make sure the audio quality is good before I start, and then we'll go from there. Audio quality is good. Okay, so we're gonna get going and just try to talk about it. So the big news that just happened 5 minutes ago: New England is trading starting right guard Shaq Mason to the Buccaneers for a fifth round pick. Now, listen, I don't care about the money we cleared. We cleared something like $7 million. Okay, that's great. I'm glad we have $7 million. It isn't worth what we gave up. Shaq Mason, you can argue top 5, top 10. I don't really care. He's elite at his position. So giving up an elite player for a fifth round pick and a seventh round pick, or a fifth round pick and $7 million. What's the point? It doesn't make sense from a football perspective. It doesn't make sense from a team management perspective. It really doesn't make sense. You can argue maybe we'll target Allen Robinson. Okay, that's great. Offensive line, because offensive line went from probably top 5, top 10 in the league. Great pull. No real weaknesses on the offensive line. You could say Isaiah Wynn, but he had a great season. Two, we have Ted Cross is gone. Shaq Mason's now gone. Trent Brown could not be coming back, and Isaiah Wynn could not be coming back. 3 to 4 turnover on the offensive line. Why would we do that? It doesn't make sense from any perspective I can think of. Now, I know Belichick knows more than me, and I know he's smart, and I know he does what he does, and I get it. I could be wrong. But from just an immediate reaction standpoint, I can't think of one benefit to the trade. What, we get Allen Robinson for 2 years? Okay, cool. Mac Jones needs to be standing up in order to throw the ball. It doesn't make sense. Unless he's got something else planned in the department of offensive line, trade, draft. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Especially in a transition period like this where you want to have consistency. And, you saw Jacoby Myers preaching consistency talk. And they said that's important. It is important. We aren't prioritizing it. So that's my thoughts on it. I could rant a lot more about it, but I'd be repeating what I just said in the last 2 minutes. And that's not what you guys want to hear. So I'm going to move on. It's a horrible trade. I'm going to do probably either tomorrow or the next day. I'll do a video going over my grades for the for free agency. I already know what I'm going to give this trade specifically, or this trade. More like a robbery. Legal robbery, pretty much. Horrible. We'll move on. So, since yesterday, it's been pretty busy outside of that. I guess we'll just kind of get into it. So, the first one that happened about right after I recorded yesterday, the Jets re-signed Tevin Coleman. Pretty cheap deal. He's kind of a backup to Michael Carter now. Not bad. The Jets kind of were active the last 24 hours. Kind of surprising. C.J. Uzomah, the former Bengals tight end, helped them win. Helped them get to the Super Bowl. Didn't win it, but helped them get there. 3-year, $24 million to the Jets as well. That was a little confusing. I thought Uzomah would have taken less money to re-sign with Cincinnati, but I guess if you're getting offered $8 million a year from the Jets, go get it. Xavier Woods to Carolina. I didn't get the official numbers on that contract, but it can't be too big. Probably 2 year, like $7 million. I would have to guess. Just a solid third safety. If they do end up trading a Jeremy Chin to Houston in a Deshaun Watson trade, that's a pretty big acquisition. But I don't see them trading Jeremy Chin. Mark Glowinski to the Giants. The Giants finally made a move. It was Glowinski, kind of a average guard, which I guess better than probably anything they have. Will Hernandez hasn't really panned out, and I don't even know who was starting. I think it was Gates. Let me see the center. I don't remember. Not bad. Again, I didn't get the official details on it. No, Jacksonville. The Jags went back. Everyone was laughing at him with the Christian Kirk deal, and trust me, they're still laughing. But they went back and they got Zay Jones. Yeah, Zay Jones, 3-year, $30 million, $10 million a year for a perpetual wide receiver 2-3. Again, I feel bad for Trevor Lawrence because they're really not surrounding him with the best talent. His receiving core right now is going to be Christian Kirk, Zay Jones, and Marvin Jones, and Evan Ingram. Yeah, that's pretty much what they got. It doesn't make sense. The Jaguars kind of seem like they're just spending money to spend money, which isn't a bad idea when you have that much cap room, but you have to have a thought process when you're spending money in free agency, and they're not. They're just kind of going. I don't get it. I don't think it's a good move. Austin Corbett signed in Carolina for 3-year, $30 million. Not bad. He's a really good guard. He had a really good couple seasons in the Rams. Provided a good amount of talent there. Really provided some stability. Him and Andrew Whitworth were the two guys that really... Him and Joseph Noteboom, who I think also re-signed. Really good. So, 3-year, $30 million. Not bad. Justin Reed. This was a shocker to me. There was rumors that Tyrann Mathieu wasn't coming back in Kansas City. I didn't really put much stock into it. But it's true. Justin Reed signs a 3-year, $31 million deal with the Chiefs, meaning Tyrann Mathieu's not coming back. $10 million a year for Justin Reed is a little bit of an overpay, in my opinion. He's young, but definitely inconsistent in Houston. So, not huge on it, personally. Tyrann Mathieu, man, I'm not going to lie. The Ravens don't need him because they signed someone. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Could we see a Tampa Bay? I hope not. But if he wants to take a cheaper deal to try to go win another ring, Tampa Bay is kind of an obvious option. Nick Folk resigns. Yay. That's good news for New England. We need some. Yeah, I mean, 2-year, $4 million deal, or $5 million, I think. Not bad. Good. He's one of the better kickers in the league. Getting a little up there in age though, and we drafted Quinn Nordin, or not drafted. We have Quinn Nordin from undrafted free agency, so not bad. Looked for Nordin to probably push him a little bit, but I don't think Nordin's going to be at that point this year. He may even get cut, maybe practice squad. Travarius Ward goes to the 49ers on I think a 3 or 4 year, $42 million deal. This is a guy who's very underrated. I think not many people really talk about him in the Chiefs' success, but he's consistent. You know what you're going to get. You're going to get a corner 2 who's going to shut down wide receiver 2s. He can play a little bit inside, but that's really not his specialty. I like him. I think he is better than L'Jarius Sneed, who's in the Chiefs. Kind of a hot take, but I like Travarius Ward a little bit better. Malik Hooker re-ups with Dallas. 2-year, $8 million, I think. Not bad. Could have been better. He wasn't the best in Dallas, but I mean that Dallas defense as a whole is very strong. They did lose Randy Gregory, which we'll talk about in a little bit, but overall, you can't hate Malik Hooker on a $4 million APY. It's not bad. The Rodgers deal. He gets $150 million. I think 124 the first 2 years of the extension, and the third year is like a void year. So it's pretty much a 2-year, $120 million extension. That's a lot. I don't know where the Packers are getting this cap space. They are just kind of getting it out of thin air. Good deal for Green Bay keeping him around, but I don't know if $60 million a year is worth it. Just me. Patriots are trading Chase Winovich. Kind of a rotational guy. He never really cracked the top of the edge rotation. He was always the third or fourth guy, no matter who was there. That's not surprising. And we're getting Mack Wilson out of it. Not a bad trade, unlike the other trade they made. Is it great? It was more like 2 players that were going to get cut anyway. But make sure you get your guy and get some value out of the guy you don't want. Can't hate it. I think Mack Wilson will project as a really good linebacker, especially on third down. When we're in our nickel and dime defense, you need to have somebody there in the box, and I think he could be that guy. He can cover the running backs. He's very explosive when he's covering the smaller guys. It's not like a normal linebacker, but I would still like to see us draft a linebacker, and I think we will. I don't think this stops us from going linebacker in the first 2 rounds, but it does make it to where you can maybe push that linebacker spot to the second round. Not bad. Jags have cut Myles Jack. This doesn't make sense to me. He was 2 years younger than the linebacker they signed yesterday. He's better than the linebacker they signed yesterday. He's $5 million cheaper than the linebacker they signed yesterday. And they cut him. I don't get it. It seems like this is just a culture move. Jags aren't known for their culture. Trent Baalke isn't very well respected. Doug Peterson isn't the guy you think of when you think strong culture in the NFL. So it's a weird move. A lot of teams are going to be interested in Myles Jack. Almost every team could use him. You can always use more linebacker help, especially in a game where it's getting faster. He's a fast guy. Yeah, his PFF grade is bad. It's like a 40. Who cares about PFF? PFF's only good when it fits your argument. At the end of the day, he's a great player. He's going to play a lot of snaps next year, no matter what team. Personally, of course, I'd like to see him on New England, but who knows? I think an underrated team to watch would be Chicago. Him and Roquan up the middle would be phenomenal duo for like 5-6 years. Would love to see it. If Chicago gets the big balls, go for it. DJ Shark signs a 1-year, $10 million deal with Detroit. I don't know why he settled for 10. I think he's better than Christian Kirk. I guess teams are worried about his injury history. So he wanted to sign a 1-year prove deal. In Detroit, he's going to get all the playing time. He's going to be their X. Amon-Ra is really good, but I feel like they'd want Amon-Ra to be kind of working more as a wide receiver too, getting some better corner matchups for Amon-Ra. He's going to get the attention. He's going to get the team's best corner, unless Amon-Ra just starts going nuts over there. Can he perform well as the number 1 in Detroit with a kind of an average quarterback? We'll see. I think it's a good move money-wise, and if he can cash in, you got to love it. Randy Gregory. This is the first flip of the free agency period. Again, as you guys know, these deals aren't official. Anything I've talked about can change except for the trades. But Randy Gregory initially agreed on a 5-year, $70 million deal. However, with the Cowboys. However, the Cowboys wanted to put some language in there to cover their butts in case he gets into some more legal trouble. As you guys know, Gregory is running some legal issues in the career, but he's come back, had been a bounce back for about 2 years, hasn't had any issues. He's been great for Dallas, especially under Dan Quinn. But he wasn't very happy about it. So, Denver offered him the same contract without the verbiage, and he took it. I can't blame him. If Dallas really was that worried about the contract, they really should have worried about the verbiage, a month ago. They just didn't. Dolphins are signing Connor Williams, former Dallas offensive lineman, 2-year, $14. Better than anyone else they have on the offensive line. You can't hate it. Miami needs all the talent they can get on offensive line. Help Tua out as much as you can, really. Andrew Whitworth retires. What is it, like 40, 41? It sucks, but it was time. These were pretty much confirmed after the Super Bowl. I'm kind of surprised it waited this long. But, hey, hell of a career. Not many guys can play tackle at a even below average level until their age 40 season, and he was good. He wasn't elite anymore. Noteboom was probably better than him down the stretch for the Rams, but he provided that grit that the Rams needed to win the Super Bowl. Him and Stafford, those are the hearts of that offense. Of course, Kupp, but I think without Stafford and without Whitworth, you don't see a season like that from Kupp, personally. Marcus Williams, like I said earlier, the Ravens don't need Tyrann Mathieu anymore. They got Marcus Williams, 5-year, $70 million from the Saints. You kind of knew he wasn't coming back because the Saints need to somehow, worry about Watson, worry about the cap. They weren't going to get Marcus Williams back. A good deal. Get Marcus Williams in. Let him. He's not the Minnesota Miracle anymore. That was 3 years ago. He's a great safety. He's going to go in. He's going to play above average coverage. He's a little bit of a 50-50 tackler, but He's going to play almost elite coverage. He's going to give you a good game. And at the end of the day, he's going to make Marlon Humphrey look better. And it's just a win-win for both players. Malik Collins re-signs with the Texans. Mr. Dirty Player himself. 2 years, $17 million. Hey, I've never been a Malik Collins fan. I don't like his game, personally. But hey, Texans are going to offer you a contract like that. You got to take it. James White re-signs. 2 year, $5 million for New England. Huge. No more Brandon Bolden. Third down draws. I think Brandon Bolden's going to the Raiders. I don't know if that's confirmed yet. So don't hold me to that. But a good deal for James White, man. He had interest from the Raiders, but he just likes New England. So he coming back. Huge for Mac. That's the best thing we did for Mac. The Shaq Mason thing was probably the worst, but, we got Mac some help, and that's huge. He had, I think, a 83-something PFF grade receiving. I don't know. Good deal. Younghoe Koo gets a 5-year, $25 million deal from Atlanta. Get the big bucks. I think that's one of the better kicker contracts in the league. He's huge, man. He is pretty much the main source of offense for the Falcons. You can't ask for much more than that. He's a great talent. A great story. Cut from the Chargers, cut from New England. I think he went to a third team, and I think it was like Chicago or something. And then he finally went to the Falcons, found a home, and he's been money ever since. Russell Gage to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's loading up on talent. Wide receiver 3 once Chris Godwin's come back. He can play the receiver 2 role, but they should really look into the draft to get one more guy. I don't really like their talent there. Scotty Miller's okay, but I don't think he's wide. I think he's more of a wide receiver 4. Tyler Johnson, Jalen Darden, I don't think those guys are it. DJ Reed got 3 year, $33 from the Jets. Kind of an overpay for DJ Reed. $10 million, $11 million. I don't see it. Atlanta and Deshaun Watson have mutual interest. This could just be a complete hoax in hopes of getting, more out of Carolina. I don't really see it. I like the fit, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think it'll be either New Orleans, and you can get, more out of Carolina. But that'll be about it. There's rumors that the Patriots are trying to acquire Lyle Collins via trade. That would pretty much confirm Trent Brown's not coming back. I don't know. That's weird. That is weird. So, that's about it for now. No more rumors on what looks like the rumor mill at the moment. There was rumors the Niners wanted Watson. I don't believe that at all, personally. I think they're pretty much set on Trey Lance. If they really were trying to go after Watson, it means Lance is a bust. And we just don't know that yet. They don't know that. We don't know that yet. But other than that, that's about it. So it was a little bit of a shorter one today. I just wanted to get my thoughts in. I didn't think I'd be doing the Shaq Mason rant. And I think, the way that I'll sum it up, yeah, I'm upset. I think it's a horrible trade. I don't think we won that trade at any stretch. But the only way to make it better is to get at least 2 valuable free agents out of it. Lyle Collins would be a start. Allen Robinson, maybe. I just don't see it. I think it's more of a money-saving move for the draft, post-draft type of move. I'm not huge on it. I've been wrong a lot. Hell, I freaked out when we drafted Mac, thinking it was a horrible pick. One of the better young quarterbacks in the league now. So I've been wrong all the time. I hope I'm wrong. I hope we do something with the cap and it's, wins us a Super Bowl. I hope. Not now. So thank you guys for tuning in. Look forward to the draft grades. I'm probably not going to do another little free agency recap. This will probably be the last one. Any other free agency deals, I'll either do it on TikTok or I'll talk about when we do the grades. So see you guys either tomorrow or Thursday. I think today's Tuesday. Either tomorrow or Thursday with those draft grades. Make sure you guys follow, like, TikTok, Twitter, all that stuff.